If I could go back in time to myself in 2004, I would be able to tell myself things that are profoundly different than what I was understanding at that point. And I think that applies to all of us. Now, in this particular case, this is dealing with significant health issues. So in 2004, I was discovered that I had a very serious tumor in the perineum area of my body, which is in a very unpleasant location. It is right between the legs, up inside the bottom of the torso of the body. And it's an area where all your reproductive organs are, and it's very sensitive, attached to the colon. It was a very dangerous situation. And I had also heart disease symptoms. I was only 46 years old. And so what happened over the next 7 years is I had to learn how to alleviate these things, because I had about a 36-month window to work with, or I would be leaving this earth. And I thought, okay, well, if the prognosis is 36 months to live, that means that I've got 36 months to turn that into 60 months. And if I could get 60 months, that would give me more bandwidth. Maybe I could turn that into 15 years. If I could get 15 years, what could I do with that? So that's how it went. And now I am, 20 years later, I turned 66 in June, and I have learned so much. We've generated around $100 million in revenue during that time by learning of the real things that help people get better health. And of that $100 million, we never took any of that money. We reinvested about $40 million back into research and development. And I don't mean that we set up labs and started doing our own research. What that means is that we researched researchers who had spent a lifetime of work on certain particular categories, where they did very deep dives and they really did learn how to support the body's various different operating systems. And each one is directly connected with each other. And as a result, I've learned all the definitive things that are now extremely simple. So if I could go back to myself in 2004, it would only take about 6 months and a few $1,000s to be able to get out of that situation and get a healthy body. But then it took a couple of $1 million and 7 years. So that's the difference now and then. And I'm very, very thankful that happened, because had I not gone through those things, I would have never been sent down that journey to understand what we now know today, and all of these things that we've learned that are profoundly cool. And so you yourself can now tap into this knowledge and benefit from all of that 20 years of research and study, because this was actually done for you. And I knew that. And all the money that was generated, that we provided people a great value and they paid for, people like yourself, you're the one out earning the money. You're the one who has a job or a business where you generate revenue, you pay your taxes, you pay your expenses, and you have some disposable income remaining that you're investing in yourself. And even though you gave the money to us to provide a product or a protocol, that's still your money. And that money was used to further our understanding, to be able to serve you at a higher level. And that's what we're all about, because we didn't become rich and famous. We never will be. We have no interest in that. We know that the money is not ours. It's there to be used in an appropriate manner. We all have a proper living. We have safe houses to live in. We have safe vehicles to drive. We've got incredible, great knowledge on how to support the body's ability to get healthier every single day into the future. But it's really interesting to think, if we would go back in time, just think if you could go back in time 20 years, what would you tell yourself? And it's a profound amount of information that you would be able to share. I don't know if I would be open to be able to receive that information, because you do have to climb the rungs of the ladder, and it took many years to go from the first rung all the way to the 10th rung. And at the 10th rung, I realized, actually, that's the top rung. And I was always open to, I thought sometimes that the 5th, 6th rung was the top rung, but found out that as I went down the road, I had to stay open. And there are other categories where we're not quite on the 10th rung. But the main thing is, when you get there, you don't go back down the ladder. So all the rungs underneath are no longer required. So depending on where you are on the ladder, we're here to support you at that level. And we don't expect it to be anything other than where you are. And we're able to support you because I've been through the whole entire journey from the bottom to the top. And it just got simpler and clearer, more definitive and easier and more affordable as time went on. To give you one example of affordability, my food bill has dropped 90% from where it was just 2 years ago. And that is because I learned some of the master keys that unlocked me from eating very much food. But I eat the very best food on earth, the most dense nutrition. And yes, it is all real, certified organic, really clean, and of the best quality. But I'm literally paying 90% less for the food that I eat because of how much my body requires. And my body went right to the exact right weight that it's supposed to be on its own. I didn't have to do even think about weight loss, because I don't believe in weight loss anyway. I believe in your body being directed and guided to be the weight that it wants to be. And at the same time, building extremely high quality muscles, the entire hormonal system coming online perfectly. I turned 66 and I'm producing testosterone like a 25-year-old. And I don't take any supplements for that whatsoever. Whereas men my age are taking injections and doing all kinds of other things that are expensive and not required, and they're out of balance anyway. So that's just a little bit of a short story on what it's like to go back in time if we could. And it's fun to go there and to realize where we are today. So thank you so much for your investing in your health. Thank you for being who you are. And I just want you to do what you want to do. I don't want you to do what I want you to do. I don't want you to do what you're supposed to do. I want you to do what you want to do. And when you get to a level of knowledge, everything you want to do will be good for you.